What if I told you that whole civilizations, some more advanced than anything we could imagine today, once thrived, only to vanish into history's forgotten corners? Entire cities, built with genius, mysteriously abandoned, leaving only whispers in the winds and ruins that speak of their former glory. You've heard the stories of Atlantis, the legendary lost city. But have you heard of the cities that vanished without a trace? What happened to them? Why did they disappear? And the big question, could the same thing happen to us? Stay with me, because the answers will shock you. By the end of this video, you may look at our world and our future in a very different light. Act 1. The fascination with lost civilizations. Let's start with the Maya, an ancient civilization that flourished in the jungles of Central America. The Maya were masters of the stars, astronomers who charted the skies with precision, building colossal temples and pyramids. They created intricate calendars and constructed cities like Tikal, a massive metropolis. At its peak, Tikal had more than 100,000 people. It was a place of science, art, and culture. But by the 9th century, Tikal and many other Maya cities were abandoned. The once bustling streets became silent. What happened? Some believe it was a devastating drought. Others think it was a combination of political turmoil and warfare, but no one knows for sure. The mystery of the Maya disappearance remains one of the greatest enigmas in history. You know, it's almost like Maya said, "Okay, this place is getting too crowded. Let's take a vacation, maybe to the Bermuda Triangle." And the Maya weren't alone. Around the world, civilizations rose to incredible heights, only to vanish into thin air. The question is, why? Let's journey to another place, an underwater mystery that has baffled explorers for centuries. Act 2. The confrontation. Atlantis and sunken cities. Atlantis, perhaps the most famous lost civilization in history. Plato wrote about it over 2,000 years ago. According to his account, Atlantis was a utopia, an island nation with advanced technology, powerful armies, and wealth beyond imagination. But then, in a single day, the entire island vanished beneath the ocean, gone without a trace. For centuries, scholars dismissed Atlantis as mere fiction, but then underwater discoveries started to change everything. In the waters off Japan's Yonaguni Island, explorers found massive stone formations that resemble man-made structures, an entire submerged city. Similar discoveries have been made near the Gulf of Kambat in India. Could these ruins be the remnants of Atlantis? Or are they evidence of an even older civilization lost to the sea? And if Atlantis was real, how did they have technology so advanced they could build cities beneath the sea? Maybe they invented the first underwater Wi-Fi. But Atlantis isn't the only civilization lost to the ocean. Rising sea levels have swallowed entire coastlines that were once home to thriving cultures. From the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, cities once alive with trade, art, and culture are now submerged. Imagine that. In just a few hundred years, parts of the world we know today could be completely unrecognizable, underwater. And that's not science fiction, that's real. Act 3. The search for answers. Petra and the Nabateans. Now, let's travel to the deserts of Jordan. There, hidden in the mountains, lies Petra, the stunning rose city, carved into the rock by the Nabateans over 2,000 years ago. Petra was an ancient trade hub. Its wealth grew from controlling vital trade routes. The Nabateans mastered water conservation in the desert, building intricate systems to capture and store rainwater. But despite their brilliance, Petra fell into decline. By the 7th century, the city was abandoned. What happened? Historians suggest that the Nabateans were slowly overtaken by other empires, like the Romans and the Arabs, and that shifting trade routes made Petra less valuable. Others think that natural disasters and earthquakes could have played a role. The truth remains elusive. I mean, they created a whole city out of stone. How do you just walk away from that? I can barely get my shoes out of the closet. The downfall of Petra is another reminder of how vulnerable even the greatest civilizations are. Just like the Maya, the Nabateans thrived because they adapted to their environment. But when circumstances changed, whether from climate shifts, war, or even trade disruptions, they couldn't survive. What do these ancient civilizations all have in common? They were innovative, they were powerful, and they thrived in their time. Yet all of them vanished. And the question is, could it happen to us? Today, we face the same challenges: climate change, overuse of resources, and growing political instability. If we don't learn from the past, we could find ourselves on the same path as the Maya, the Nabateans, and yes, even Atlantis. Could the next great civilization to vanish be ours? But here's the thing: history doesn't have to repeat itself. We have the chance to learn from the mistakes of these lost civilizations. The key is to adapt, to innovate, and to prepare for the challenges ahead. The story of lost civilizations is a reminder that nothing lasts forever. Greatness can fade, empires can crumble, but the lessons they leave behind can guide us toward a better future. What do you think? Are we learning from the past, or are we doomed to repeat it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through history, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of the world's greatest mysteries. Together, we'll uncover the past, explore the present, and imagine the future.